Example of developing a policy narrative. It's a high-level skill. Reading all this research, distilling out what it means, and writing a recommendation is not easy to do. You have to practice at it. It's just like playing the piano. You have to practice it. That's a high level of analysis. And to be able to do it quickly and intuitively, it's almost like an art form. I can tell you, when I've talked to senior management, deputy ministers and assistant deputy ministers, the thing that they're good at is they don't know necessarily anything about the content of the portfolio they're looking after, but they can sure tell you, here are the 3 things you need to say to a minister about it. You know, I have to brief the minister this afternoon, here's what to do. That's what their skill set really consists of, is their ability to internalize, understand, and express policy narrative. So there's that. I would have added to I think it's important to be pretty quick on your feet and the skill of understanding something quickly, analyzing something quickly. It's a busy place, government, and being able to get the essence of something is almost like speed reading, although I'm not in favor of speed reading, but the ability to kind of read and understand at a high level quickly, as opposed to a ponderous, get down into the weeds kind of level, which is what you're trained for in academics. Like, the first thing you got to do is get rid of citations and footnotes and all that kind of stuff, even though it's got to exist in your head. And if you're asked, you could say, the study where that fact came from is this one. You're probably never going to be asked, but you could. So the ability to think quickly is essentially what I'm getting at. Thirdly, I think it's almost like an emotional temperament, sort of cheerfulness and energy. Like, you have to be able to change gears quickly and being able to sort of say, well, we just spent 3 weeks working on that, priorities have changed, let it go. And some people go, oh, I spent 3 weeks working on that and now my briefing note is thrown away. Like, you have to become philosophical. So this is, I guess, I'm beginning to describe the kind of perfect employee the ones that they're quick on their feet, they're able to change, they're resilient, they're cheerful, they're energetic, they're hardworking is another one. So all those attributes, I think, are important. What else can I add? It's really important that they're critical thinkers without getting caught up with the ideology of criticism, if I could put it like that. Like, you'll be able to have to read something, you should immediately be able to say, there's a big mistaken assumption in this, and that fact doesn't go with this fact. And, but that doesn't mean you have to sort of say, this is all trash, I'm not going to do with it. You'll be able to put it in perspective. But I was saying to somebody yesterday, one of the skills that we implicitly try to develop at universities is this critical analysis skill. And you can practice this and say, here's an article, what's wrong with the methodology? Okay, here's another article, criticize that methodology. Here's another article. And the more you do it, you realize, they're using the statistics in a bad way, or there's a bad sample size, or there's a bias here, or this logic is faulty. You can practice this critical, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. And then ultimately you have to be using good judgment about to what extent you sort of say, and this is just bogus and we shouldn't even read it, it's so bogus, or no, there's some problems with it, but there's 1 or 2 good things in it which we shouldn't forget. So that's I think, sort of intellectual maturity. Well, once again, it's understanding the policy narrative skills. They're not often taught that. They have to learn that, and I think also they're often put into situations where things are kind of vague. They don't have really clear sets of responsibilities, and so they need to learn to make themselves useful. I think it's hard to do that. I was talking to one of my old colleagues yesterday, and she used to be our co-op student. She's just excellent, and she's now finally permanently with the government. It's taken a long time. And she was saying that because she's achieved this indeterminate status, all of her friends are saying, how did you do it? How did you get it? And she said, well, basically, what I say to them is make sure that you do something that's essential, that no one else does, so you become unfireable. It's not that you'd be fired, but you want to become the expert on X and go, oh my God, we need Katarina. If she's not here, she knows all about that. Like, she did a great job in writing that report. If we have to brief the minister next month, she's not here, what are we going to do? Oh, but her term is up. Never mind, the term is up. Find another way to keep her. That's what my colleague's advice was. Make yourself essential. So it's probably good advice in life, you know? People, make yourself useful to others and people will want you.